On the road in Sunrise, Florida, the traditional Rats celebration for the Panthers. They put them on the scoreboard. If you throw rats on the ice, you'll be ejected from the building. You know what? I don't think so. They'd have to kick out thousands of fans here. It's Rats, the good kind, for the Florida Panthers, who go up one game to none in this best-of-7 Stanley Cup Final Series. Steve Levy along with Mark Messier and PK Subban. This surprised me. The Oilers are now 3-10 in games won in the McDavid era, and in those 10 losses where they lost in game 1, they actually have a winning record in the series, so obviously the ability to bounce back. But this is one of those rare games where both teams can probably feel good about themselves. Edmonton likes the way they played, and Florida feels good about winning game 1.
Well, I think Florida feels very good about winning game 1 because I don't think they feel they played their best game. I think Bobrovsky played the kind of game that you would expect him to play coming into the series, and he did. He delivered as advertised. But for me, the speed of Edmonton was noticeable. For the first time in the playoffs, I thought Florida looked vulnerable at times because of Edmonton's speed. They forechecked well. They got a lot of opportunities. Got in behind Florida's defense a few times. Bobrovsky bailed them out. And the only difference in this game, to me, especially early, is when Edmonton had a power play. Normally, we see them capitalize on those chances in the power play. They weren't able to tonight. Their penalty killing was good. Their power play looked great, although they didn't capitalize. So overall, the Edmonton's game was strong. Florida, in the third period, finally, that we talked about, finally were able to kind of start to kind of compress them like the boa constrictor defense and really shut them down. But for the first 2 periods, I thought Edmonton looked really good.
PK, if we see the same exact game in game 2, does Edmonton win that hockey game?
Well, Sergei Bobrovsky, at the end of the day, when the game started, the Florida Panthers were not ready to play. Let's be honest about it. They were nervous. They looked nervous out there. Sergei Bobrovsky, he covered a lot of those mistakes. For me, it's the game within the game. Florida's got to control the middle of the ice. They didn't do that for the first half of the game. That's why Edmonton looked as fast as they did.
So that's what they'll look to change in game 2.
Oh, well, Florida loves to check forward all over the ice. You see that in the neutral zone. They love to check forward. When you don't get man or you don't get puck or you're lackadaisical, it's going to end up in a breakaway. So Florida plays a style of play that's difficult to play, but when they do it to a T, they're the best team on the ice. When they don't, there's holes in it. So Edmonton, give them credit. They played really, really hard for 60 minutes, but Florida bent. They didn't break.
Florida's start was too much to overcome for the Oilers. 2 goals on their first 5 shots for the Florida Panthers, and that's among the stories in this game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final.